Greetings and salutations. I'm Tammy Brecht Dunbar. I am an HP Senior Teaching Fellow, and I'm here to talk today about how I've used AI in our online classroom. I've been teaching here for 4 years in our district, Manteca, California, about 75 miles east of San Francisco. Here we've had this for 4 years, and last year was really the year when AI was kind of like a big deal. I got early access to Microsoft Designer. That was kind of a big deal, and the students could get access to it. And so we started having these conversations about, well, what would you use it for? And of course, we're in an online academy. I share my screen. Let's talk about it. So I went into Designer and I said, look, we have a mascot of an owl. What can we have AI design for us? Because we're an online academy, and the owl we have just kind of sits on a branch. And so we started talking about how do you word it to get exactly what you wanted to create. Because at first, when we had an owl at the school, it had glasses, which makes sense. But then we're like, well, no, we want an owl actually doing like schoolwork. And then we got the book. And then they're like, well, no, we need to be more careful. And we want an owl that's on a computer. Well, then it gave us this one with an owl on a computer. Okay, we have to have an owl working at a computer. And then we got more of what we were looking for. But having that conversation about the quality of the questions we were asking, this is what we want, was really valuable just in that conversation of how to word the questions of what you want it to create for you. And then whenever we would have free time, they would, just be clamoring because they didn't have access. Please, can we go to Microsoft Designer? So one day, I think we were all really hungry, and the students wanted me to put in, they didn't want a person eating a sandwich. They wanted a sandwich eating a person. And we didn't exactly get that, but we had some very vicious looking sandwiches, which I would not like to meet on my plate, but which became a really nice springboard for a short little multi-paragraph talk, a story about the sandwiches in October, which was a great time for that. I had some students come in that December, and we were counting down to winter break, of course. And they said, can we create some graphics on Microsoft Designer that you can put in your PowerPoint every day and you can count down to break? Yeah, sure. And this is the one that started it because they wanted to have a wreath made out of butter. I do not know why they decided that, but that's what they wanted. And when it came up, and I should have blown it up more because it's definitely butter, and it's kind of disgusting but fascinating at the same time. And so in Designer, you can create, just like in Canva, you can create posters and graphics and images. So they did their 5 days till break, 2 days, and every time they would come up with some different kind of a prompt for the graphic, and then they would design it, and they did all these wonderful graphics for me to use. So when AI first came out, I felt like embracing it and not being afraid of it, not saying, ooh, the robots are taking over, I'm scared, but saying, hey, let's see what it can do. Let's see the limits. And talking to the students about, what you can do with that is pretty valuable. Now, the most valuable lesson probably that we learned was we were reading a story, and it was, I can't remember the story now, but we were reading the story, and there were 3 main characters, and they had to write a 5-paragraph essay looking at the similarities and differences in the characters. And so they said, well, we could just go to ChatGPT. And I went, okay. And I called up ChatGPT, sharing the screen with them. And I typed in the prompt. I said, write a 5-paragraph essay talking about the differences and similarities between the 3 characters in this book. And so, of course, as you would expect, ChatGPT did a beautiful 5-paragraph essay, but it got details wrong, and it got 2 characters wrong. And I'm not sure how that happened, but the lesson was that they were reading it going, wait, that's wrong. That character wasn't there. That character didn't do that. And so that realization that ChatGPT isn't perfect, and that proofreading is really important when you're using something like that. And maybe something like that is just better to give you ideas or a springboard for what you're going to write, because nothing can take the place of a human voice when you're writing essays. So all kinds of things to use AI for. That's how I've used it in my class. If you would like to reach out and ask questions, or if you have some ideas for me, please reach out to me and let me know. I'm looking forward to hearing back from you. Hopefully it's not an AI generated response. Bye.